Trigger warning. 8 annoying things PMU employees do. Have you ever had that kind of employee that just wakes up and chooses violence? She comes into work at 9:59 and her appointment is at 10 a.m. She's constantly on social media showing her drinks, her night out, her workouts, but she's not posting her work or promoting herself. She says she'll do something and she doesn't follow through. In this episode of Pretty Rich Podcast, I'm going to talk about the top 8 triggering, frustrating, blood-boiling things employees do, and actionable, practical advice you can employ, pun intended, immediately in your beauty business to get things running more smoothly. Trigger 1, showing up late or right on time. Your response. Set a performance standard stating that arriving on time is late. If her appointment starts at 10 o'clock and she arrives at 10, she's late. If she arrives at 9:45, she is on time. And if she arrives at 9:30, she is early. There's lots of free apps you can use to get your employees to clock in and clock out. This way, you can track when she arrives early, late, or on time. And you can address this in her performance review. Reward her for arriving early in a way that's meaningful to her, such as paid time off or gift cards or a fun date night with bae. Are millennials still using that word? Trigger 2, inappropriate phone use. Your employee is constantly on her phone for personal reasons. Your response, clearly communicate appropriate and inappropriate phone use and set the expectation. Por ejemplo, your policy may be to limit where phones are able to be used, such as no personal phones on the floor, and personal phones may only be used in break rooms during scheduled breaks. Thus the break room, when you are breaking on a break, not any other time. Trigger 3, not self-promoting. Your response. Schedule specific time blocks during the day for self-promotion and content creation. For example, 30 minutes at the beginning of the day or 30 minutes at the end of the day, whenever her creative juices are the moistest. It's also your responsibility to give her the necessary tools, resources, and train her so she has the skills. It may not necessarily be lack of motivation, it may be lack of confidence, and she needs the information, knowledge, and time blocked to gain that confidence, get the work done, and put her work out there. Trigger 4, not following through on tasks. Your response, if she's not following through, that's your cue to ask her what's going on and initiate the conversation. Don't expect her to come to you guys. Don't expect her. You're her boss. She's not going to come to you. You have to come to her. So the truth is, businesses lose good employees because of lack of communication. And some employees just bottle it up and just up and leave one day with no warning. A lot of people keep employees who aren't a good fit for way too long because there wasn't a conversation sooner. If she's not following through, get curious. Open up those lines of communication. Trigger 5, bringing her personal life to work. Here's your response. Be kind, be empathetic, but most importantly, be direct. You're running a business here. The needs of many outweigh the needs of the few, and everyone must do their part to keep the business running so that everybody eats. I've just hired a lot of people in my life. And if you want to love on your team, the best thing you can do for them is to give them security. And sometimes if you have a team member that's lacking in performance, it puts the entire family, work family, at risk for losing their jobs. So I know sometimes difficult conversations can be uncomfortable, but I want to encourage you to find it in yourself to be direct, because ultimately that is the most loving act. Here's the protocol. You say, hey employee, is there a reason why you're not meeting your KPIs this month? Then they say, oh, the reason is, you gotta let her talk. But ultimately, whatever the reason is, find a way to empathize genuinely and understand genuinely. Then you bring up the negative result that's caused by the bad behavior. So you say something like, listen, when you produce this negative result, employee, it affects the business in this way. Always, always, always bring it back to the business. Trigger 6, unprofessionalism. Your response: kind, candor, and communication. This is going to vary based on your individual company culture. In some cultures, dropping F-bombs and vulgar language is totally fine. It's the vibe. Nobody cares. In others, not so much. It really depends on your culture and clients your culture attracts. How you communicate with your employees and how you communicate with your clients sets the tone. If you feel uncomfortable or your clients feel uncomfortable, that's when you step in. So focus on the business and the people. Always bring it back to the business. In a real life scenario, this would look like taking your employee aside, okay, talking with her one-on-one privately and having a conversation that focuses on how her behavior affects the people around her and ultimately the business. Then, here's what I want you to do. I want you to put the ball in her court to come up with a solution, because you don't want a team of children. You want a team of adults. So you treat them like the adults that they are. Children, we come up with solutions for them. We say things like, all right, well, no more sugar after 5, lights out by 8. But with adults, you leave it up to them to fix it. And that's exactly how I promote treating your team. Trigger 7, fixed mindset, victim mentality. Oh. Here's your response, okay? Let her go. She needs to do a lot of self-work, and you cannot force people to be intrinsically motivated. Believe me, I tried. I've tried books, meetings, paid for therapy, gifts, words of affirmation, taking them on retreats, conferences. I mean, Tony Robbins can't cure that shit. And you're not Tony Robbins even. So what makes you think you can do any better? You need to let her go. Unless you want to be her mom. You want to be her mom? I got kids of my own. I got kids of... You are better off replacing her with someone who's already a grown-up, who's already done the work to cultivate a growth mindset than you trying to fix people. You cannot fix people. You can lead a horse to water all you want, but you can't make it drink, okay? So get the right people on the bus and the wrong people off the bus. Stat. Trigger 8, multiple complaints from different clients, especially if it's about the same problem person. It's about Jenny or Stephanie or, I don't know, I'm making up these names. You probably have a Jenny or a Stephanie in your business, huh? That's causing you issues. Oh, it's not about them, I promise. I don't know who they are. Maybe I do. Okay, here's your response. Let her go. The people have spiketh. The people have spoken. Okay, the reviews have spoken. Listen to them and protect your workplace. Here's a rule that I live by that I don't really say publicly until now. If one person said it, 10 people experienced it and didn't say anything. So the fact that one person already complained means it's probably happened multiple times. So if you have a bunch of complaints, how many times has this happened? A lot. All right, so this will be a much, much smoother process with documentation. You can't just be like the Celebrity Apprentice and be like, you're fired, that's TV. No, you can't do that. Sorry, I think people think you can do that. You can't. No, it's hard to fire people actually. I'm trying. I can't do it. Okay. Listen, I've hired and fired a lot of people. Now, time for the big reveal of the source of all the triggers. I'll give you a few seconds to put it in the comments if you haven't already. No cheating. Okay, here it is. The source of all the 8 triggers is, drumroll please, You are the weakest. You're the source, okay? You did not set the expectations from the get-go. Average employees put in the least amount of effort possible to keep them employed. Outstanding employees are precious diamonds. You may have to go through a lot of coal to find one. It's like dating. I was in Vegas the other day, and I had a walkthrough at the Marquee, and I went back to my husband, and I was like, it's like shopping for a good pair of jeans at Ross. And it's the same thing with employees. It's honestly, dating is the same thing as finding good employees. If you want employees that are lifers, thoroughbreds, you absolutely must set expectations from the onset. Set clear key performance indicators and do regular performance reviews to see if she's hitting her KPIs and what you can do to support her on this journey. Hiring is all about having the right people on the bus and the wrong people off the bus in the right seats, in the right direction, and you're the bus driver. Yay, did you know that? You decide who comes on your bus, you decide who sits there, and you steer the bus to the money. You drive to the money. Don't drive off a cliff. I know they can drive you crazy sometimes, make you feel like that. No, you're driving to the money, not off the cliff like I know sometimes you want to do. Don't be afraid to let someone go if it's not a good fit. Letting her go is actually freeing her to do something she'd be a lot happier doing. If she stinks at it, she's probably not happy there, right? You're doing her a favor. If she's not motivated, she doesn't want to be there. You're doing her a favor. Or him. Your clients and all of your other employees will thank you. You know what? It's the same music. Oh my gosh, this song's gonna be stuck in my head all day. That's it, I'm not waiting anymore. Verizon. By the way, did you know that I respond to text messages? If you have any beauty business questions, I am always here to help. All you need to do is text the word YouTube to 310-388-4588 along with your business question, and I'd be happy to help. I did this live training, 5 critical things to include in your paperwork before you hire. And if you'd like to access it, you have to join my free Facebook group, Beauty Biz Secrets, so you'll learn what to look out for when you hire. Still hungry for more info? Check out this next video to see if you pass the PMU Trainer Digital Scrutiny Checklist. And check out this video on how to avoid clients ghosting you after sending your booking link. You're welcome. It's okay. I love you. What can I say? You know.